this week in Doctor Who, the threat, the main antagonist, if you will, was a viral infection. There was no aliens, there was no monsters, there was nothing of that sort. And I normally find that those sort of threats, those sort of challenges to the Doctor and to the crew on the TARDIS, they normally provide quite good episodes. It's normally a refreshing break from just some alien, some monster, some alien race trying to take over the world. This is quite a good frame for a Doctor Who episode, and I wasn't disappointed. So from the outset we see that the crew of the TARDIS is divided. They've been sent to all different locations to investigate different threats. There's a missing astronaut, there's dead bodies being washed up on the beaches, and there's dead birds falling from the sky. And each different member of the crew is investigating different occurrences. So we see some character development here. The Doctor is her usual self. She's definitely found her footing as the Doctor, because each incarnation of the Doctor, yes, they have their own little personality traits, personality quirks, and of course their own appearance, but there are fundamental traits to the Doctor that must not be edited, must not be changed. For instance, the Doctor's ability to talk at 100 miles an hour and nobody around him or her knows what they're talking about. Nobody can understand it, nobody can comprehend it. The Doctor is always thinking on their feet. Always, no matter how much they say that there is no plan, I've got no plan, there's always something going on upstairs. Even if it is a very short-term plan. And Jodie Whittaker has found these traits and she's using them. And we're starting to see, or we are still seeing, more Doctorish traits about her. Particularly since the revelation last week of Jo Martin playing a female black Doctor, who Jodie Whittaker's Doctor does not remember, and the revelation from the Master that Gallifrey is burnt, Gallifrey is destroyed. The Doctor seems to be developing a darker, more secretive side of her personality. So we're starting to see a bit more of that, and I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that this Doctor is becoming a bit more conflicted, a bit more, because in the first season of Jodie Whittaker's run, she was very happy-go-lucky, very sort of cheerful, and now she's becoming a bit more serious, a bit more cheerful. And that, I like Doctors who can do both. They can be serious, cheerful, but they can also be quirky and funny and nerdy, and I like that. It creates a bit of a complex character. Peter Capaldi's Doctor was very much like that. Yaz is becoming a bit more bold, striking out on her own. We're also seeing some tensions between her and the Doctor, so not sure what to make of that just yet. But she's striking out on her own. At one point in the episode, she presses a teleport button and ends up in what seems to be an alien colony. I won't spoil anything for you guys. But the PC stuff in this episode as well is downplayed. It's very prevalent. It's very explicitly stated, but it's played down a little bit. It's not the central core, and I think that they will do well in this series if they stay a hell away from Orphan 55 type writing, because Orphan 55 had a statement to make, it wanted to say something, but story suffered as a result. The actual episode suffered as a result of Chris Chibnall and the writers at the BBC and in Doctor Who. They wanted to be preachy, and the writing suffered as a result. So I think maybe that was increasingly starting to think that maybe that was just a blip. The lesson to be learned is quite clear, quite bold. Don't put plastic in the sea. That's the message, and it's made quite obvious, but writing does not suffer. Now, supporting characters. Normally in Chibnall era Doctor Who episodes, from my experience, the supporting characters are normally quite weak, quite forgettable. Have a look at the old married couple in Orphan 55. Have a look at anyone in Orphan 55, actually. You know, they're quite forgettable characters, quite bland. You just forget about them as soon as the episode's done, or as soon as their pioneer episode is done. However, this episode, while most of the supporting characters are forgotten, they are quite forgettable. The married couple, the missing astronaut, and the police DI, they're quite strong characters. They're quite good characters, and it felt like BBC, Chris Chibnall, whoever, was trying to retcon. Because if you remember Resolution, the 2019 New Year special, they had a gay character in that who was killed off immediately, about 20 seconds after revealing his sexuality. And that is the bury your gays trope from the old Hollywood days, where they would have a token gay character, but they would kill them off, so they would have no relevance to the story. But in this one, these two gay married men, this gay married couple, has a central role in the story, and I think that was a very, very bold move, very clever move by the writers to say that, look, we're not that show. We're not the show that's just going to give you token characters and just say, look, we're gay. And it took time as well. This episode took the time to go into the nuances of these characters, their insecurities, their fears, their passions, their this, their that. It actually took time to explore these characters and not just say, oh look, gay character, and it just that be that, because that's what it's been up till now. So I think they've found the right balance with wokeness and with actual story writing, and they found the right balance with inclusion, LGBT inclusion, and actually not just having token LGBT characters. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the episode. It was a very good episode. I think this will go down as one of season 12's greats, one of season 12's highlights. Go ahead and watch it. Definitely worth a watch. We didn't see any more of Jo Martin's black female doctor, so I think that her and the Master, I think the writers need to stay away from those characters now until at least the end of the series, or the end of this current season, shall I say, until at the very least, because the Master is one of these characters that he's popular with the fans. I love him personally. I love the Master as a character, but if you use him too much, he gets oversaturated, and it gets to a point where in every episode of Doctor Who currently I'm watching thinking, is that person the Master? Is it, whenever there's a reveal about a character and we're not quite sure what that reveal is yet, but we know one's coming, I find myself thinking, are you the Master? Are you the Master? Are you? They need to let us breathe a little bit with the Master thing. They need to keep that character out, so then whenever they do bring the Master back again, as inevitably will happen, it's the Master. He always finds a way to survive. Whenever they bring the Master, him or her, back again, it will be shocking. It will be a revelation. So they need to lay off those characters for a little while. With the Jo Martin Doctor, they need to lay off, because it will be, again, they risk oversaturating that character. They risk basically driving their fans mad over the questions of who this Doctor is, how she fits into the whole grand scheme of things. And with the Master, he's one of those characters that, or she's one of those characters that you can roll out every so often. It's like Gallifrey. If you bring back Gallifrey too much, it's going to get saturated. It's going to get boring. So thanks for watching. The next time segment of the episode, right at the end, didn't reveal a lot, so I haven't really got anything to say about that. We'll just see next week what happens. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.